Ever since Cailin Clark left the NCAA to set records in the WNBA, the hunt for the next generational basketball talent has intensified. Among the emerging stars, Juju Watkins stands out with her electrifying performances for USC and record-breaking milestones. But while her game dazzles on the court, her California roots and unique circumstances create hurdles that may hinder her quest to rival Clark's legendary NCAA career. On the latest episode of Fearless with Jason Whitlock, Whitlock tackled the issue, highlighting the contrasting environments between Clark's Iowa and Watkins' Los Angeles. Well, Cailin Clark was in Iowa in the middle of nowhere. She wasn't in the entertainment capital of the world. She wasn't in a city that had 75-degree weather year-round and open beaches. She went off, or she grew up in and continued to play in a little isolated area of the country where people are starved for entertainment. And so she built a huge following right there in the state of Iowa, her home state, he said. The deeper issue, according to Whitlock, is the cultural and entertainment saturation of Los Angeles, where sports often compete with numerous distractions for attention. In contrast, Clark thrived in a basketball-centric environment with little competition for local and statewide support. While Watkins' environment may pose unique challenges, her talent remains undeniable. She recently made history as the fastest Power 5 player in women's college basketball to reach 1,000 career points, accomplishing the feat in just 38 games, 2 fewer than Clark's record. With season averages of 24.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists on 46.2% shooting, Watkins is unquestionably a dominant force. Yet, as Jason Whitlock put it, the question persists. Can she cultivate the same level of national adoration that Clark commanded? Adding to the debate, Rachel Demita voiced concerns over how USC is managing Watkins' playing time on her own podcast. "I don't think that's what Juju needs for the development of her game," Demita said, suggesting that keeping Watkins on the court for extended minutes might be more about stat padding than fostering her growth as a player. Such a strategy could also increase her risk of injury, a significant concern given Watkins' pivotal role for USC. Despite these challenges, Watkins has demonstrated resilience and poise. Her performance this season reflects her ability to adapt and excel under pressure. However, her journey to rival Cailin Clark's legacy will require more than individual brilliance. Watkins must navigate the complexities of playing in a city where attention is fragmented, balancing her development with the need to draw a larger following. Whether she can carve out her own path and emerge as a player of Clark's stature remains uncertain. For now, her record-breaking performances and undeniable talent keep her firmly in the conversation as the basketball world watches to see if she can overcome the challenges of her California roots and fulfill her potential as the next NCAA superstar. Record numbers of basketball fans filled arenas to watch the rookie seasons of Cailin Clark and Angel Reese unfold. Simone Biles captivated the world at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Coco Gauff made women's tennis history. It was all part of a pivotal year for women in sports, financially and culturally. And after a steady rise in popularity and reach in recent years, the women's game is more valuable than ever. Clark has just moved the needle of the global movement of women in sports, said softball great and Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. And what a thrill it's been to be able to see her rise. The consulting firm Deloitte estimated in November 2023 that women's sports would generate more than $1 billion in global revenue this year for the first time ever, which the company said is up about 300% from its last estimate in 2021. Skyrocketing viewership and corporate sponsorships were major factors. The WNBA in July signed a historic 11-year media rights deal with Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC valued at about $200 million, a jump from about $60 million currently. Players hope higher salaries and a greater share of revenue could be on the horizon as parity, star power, and competition in the WNBA continue to grow. The WNBA had its most watched regular season in 24 years and best attendance in 22 seasons. And Commissioner Kathy Engelbert said in a recent State of the League address that players are getting a lot more marketing deals, turning them into household names. That includes Las Vegas star A'ja Wilson, who had one of the most dominant seasons in WNBA history, and Clark, who set numerous rookie records. The decisive Game 5 of the WNBA Finals between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx drew an average of 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 3.3 million, which made it the most watched WNBA game in 25 years. We've been growing in popularity, endorsements, media rights, all of those things, said Amira Rose Davis, a sports historian and assistant professor at the University of Texas at Austin. This period is one of rapid acceleration, Davis continued, where all that growth seems to switch into overdrive, where the deals are getting bigger, where the visibility is stretching out. Clark, the sharpshooting Indiana guard, became a phenomenon when she played at Iowa, capitalized on a foundation laid by hoop stars such as Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, and Wilson, and turbocharged the visibility of women's basketball. Ticket sales to Indiana Fever games were up 182% in 2024 from the previous season. The Fever also shattered the attendance record of 13,398 set by the Liberty in 1998 with around 16,084 tickets sold per game. And games featuring Clark and her on-court rival Reese of the Chicago Sky prompted social media debates about basketball, race, and culture. Something that I always tried to do with me was rise and elevate the game, said Finch, now an advisor for the Athletes Unlimited Softball League. And that's what Clark is doing, and her teammates. And just to be able to watch her do it, and how humbly she does it, and the impact of not only domestic women's basketball, but women's athletics globally. It's a dream. While many point to the WNBA as a blueprint for success in women's sports, accomplishments in 2024 went far beyond one league or athlete. As Caitlin Clark transitions from a record-setting NCAA career to making waves in the WNBA, the search for the next generational talent in women's basketball intensifies. Among the standout contenders is USC's Juju Watkins, whose remarkable achievements and electrifying play style have captured national attention. Yet, despite her undeniable talent, the challenges of her environment and circumstances may hinder her quest to replicate Clark's legendary status. On the latest episode of Fearless with Jason Whitlock, Whitlock highlighted the contrasting environments that shaped the rise of Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins. Well, Caitlin Clark was in Iowa, in the middle of nowhere, Whitlock explained. She wasn't in the entertainment capital of the world. She wasn't in a city that had 75-degree weather year-round and open beaches. She grew up in and continued to play in a little isolated area of the country where people are starved for entertainment. And so she built a huge following right there in the state of Iowa, her home state. Clark's basketball-centric environment in Iowa offered a singular focus and rabid local support that fueled her rise to stardom. In contrast, Watkins competes for attention in Los Angeles, where the allure of beaches, Hollywood, and a saturated entertainment landscape present unique distractions. This fragmented focus could impact her ability to cultivate the same level of national adoration that Clark commanded. Despite these challenges, Watkins' talent is undeniable. She recently became the fastest Power 5 player in women's college basketball history, to reach 1,000 career points, accomplishing the feat in just 38 games, 2 fewer than Clark. With season averages of 24.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, while shooting 46.2% from the field, Watkins' dominance on the court is unquestionable. Her ability to shine in high-pressure moments underscores her potential to become a transformative player in women's basketball. The Associated Press Women's Player of the Year was recently named. It was WNBA player Caitlin Clark. Clark had a significant impact in the league this year, both in terms of performance and in bringing viewership in her rookie season itself. Thus, she won 35 votes. The athlete who finished second was the GOAT Simone Biles, who had a brilliant Paris Olympics, where she ended up winning 4 medals. Simone had a point to prove after so many people doubted her after her withdrawal from the Tokyo Olympics. But the gymnast showed her expertise on the mat and grabbed 3 gold medals. This earned her 25 votes from the jury. However, what caught fans' attention was the third athlete on the list, and the fact that the Associated Press gave Olympic gold medalist Imane Khalif a place in the final. The boxer has been under a lot of scrutiny and a topic of numerous raging debates ever since she made her first appearance in the Paris Olympics. This is because many have claimed that Imane, who competes in the female category, is a biological male. The rumors of this intensified even more when one of her opponents, Angela Carini, forfeited her bout against Imane Khalif as one of her punches hit her way too hard. This led to many fans asking for her disqualification from the competition. But Imane went on to win the gold medal, which did not sit right with many. These people have been angered even more after she received 4 votes for the Female Athlete of the Year, leading them to express their anger on social media. They believed that, as the case of Imane being a male or female still lies in ambiguity, it wasn't right for her to be standing with 2 incredibly accomplished women athletes, Simone Biles and Caitlin Clark. Some, who have already made up their minds on Imane Khalif's gender, have even trolled the boxer on social media. One fan crudely said, "What a farce, he got 4 votes." A group of 74 sports journalists from the Associated Press and its members voted on the award. Clark received 35 votes. Olympic gymnast Simone Biles was second with 25, and boxer Imane Khalif was third, getting 4 votes. Thus, some fans were quite unhappy about the whole thing. Most fans were left immensely unhappy with the decision to give Imane Khalif a place in the finals of the Female Athlete of the Year list. How was Khalif a finalist for Female Athlete of the Year? "So tired of this nonsense," said one fan. Amidst all the rumors of Imane Khalif being a biological male, the boxer had a lot of people rooting against her and waiting for the opportunity to celebrate her defeat. However, she rose above the critics and ended up winning the gold medal at the Paris Olympics. This is why she has also gained some support from a fraction of the fans post the competition. They believe that the boxer completely deserves her medal, and anything said against her is an attempt to pull her down while she is at the top. If Imane Khalif is a woman, her condition does not make her any less of a woman. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. And even at the end of 2024, it burns for them to see a woman succeed in a sport, said one fan. Thus, the boxer remained a divisive subject among the fans. But while this debate raged on, Simone Biles' fans had a different bone to pick with the list. They completely believed that the gymnast had done enough this year in the Paris Olympics to make her the Female Athlete of the Year over Caitlin Clark. "I love that Cece has made a huge impact on the WNBA, but she should never win any award over Simone Biles. I know gymnastics isn't shown on ESPB every day, but people must not fully comprehend what Biles is and does. "She's the best female gymnast ever in the history of the world," said one fan. There is some obvious legitimacy to this claim. After all, Simone Biles winning 4 medals at the Olympics while defeating her rivals in gymnastics can't be taken lightly at all. As this is such a regular task for her, many people have made the mistake of doing so, believing that this is merely habitual for her. But Simone had an extraordinary Olympics, which can very well stake a claim at the accolade. Another fan also spoke about Simone Biles' achievements, while bringing 2 other candidates into the fray. There were numerous athletes who should have been named Athlete of the Year over CC. AW scored 1,000 points, first to do it, and won a gold medal. Simone Biles dominated women's gymnastics and won multiple Olympic medals. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone dominated women's track and field. Aja Wilson played a crucial role in the U.S. basketball team, winning a gold medal at the Paris Olympics, and thus deserves her flowers as well. On the other hand, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone's unprecedented dominance in hurdling, where she has broken the world record 6 times, with 2 occasions coming this year, warranted a mention too. But this is not to say that Caitlin Clark or Imana Khelif deserved it any less. With fans continuing to pick sides, the list definitely seems to be controversial.